So just when you think the ridiculous stuff being put out couldn't get any worse, they go and outdo themselves yet again. We got the Foley siblings, kind of smiling and laughing during this whole interview. There's not one tear shed the entire interview. And the really funny thing is, it's like this is some movie set or something. In the first few seconds of this interview, a picture just falls off the wall. It's like, it's like, what is this? Is this some movie set that they didn't. I don't have pictures falling off my walls left and right in my house.
Katie are in Dover, New Hampshire this morning. First of all, we'd like to extend our deepest sympathies to both of you and your entire family. I think it's hard for all of us, Katie and Michael, to imagine the pain you've been going through. So how...
It's just so funny. It's like this thing was just set up right before the interview started. Just one more time. I just love this.
I think it's hard for all of us, Katie and Michael, to imagine the pain you've been going through. So how...
Of course, the whole Foley supposed beheading video, they don't actually, the supposed terrorists don't actually show him getting beheaded, and then they show some still picture of the after. Why wouldn't the terrorists show... They supposedly edited the video themselves. These supposed terrorists edited the videos themselves. And the government's now saying if people even watch this video, you could be considered a terrorist. It's so fucking crazy. There was tons and tons of videos of the fake FSA rebels that were funded by our government, and Obama loves them, beheading people, and they were real beheading videos. I actually uploaded a video called President Obama wants you to meet our newest allies, the Syrian rebels. That video got taken down so fast because it actually had a lot of actual real beheadings in it, and they didn't cut away right when the beheading's about to happen. So the videos they show of the supposed Foley character getting beheaded, they don't even show it, and it's this little butter knife looking thing. And the guy doing it is British. The guy who's supposed to terrorist is British. So come on, people. Anyway, I'm gonna just show some of the ridiculous laughing that the Foley siblings are supposedly doing after their dead brother, after their brother is killed, and they just don't seem very upset. There's no tears. They do this thing where they rub the underside of their eyelid, just like Hastily did, and that's an attempt to make your eyes water up when you rub your eyelid vigorously right near your eyeball using your fingernail. That's not a normal way to brush away a tear. Brushing away a tear, you use the index finger, a couple other fingers below your eyeball. You don't try to touch your eyeball. Anyway, so check this out. It's crazy. It's crazy that people are buying this shit.
All of us, Katie and Michael, to imagine the pain you've been going through.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you. I think for the most part, just getting together. Over the past few days, we've all flown in, and we're all staying at my parents' house. And
A large family, a large extended family, a couple little ones running around the house. There's a lot of distractions, but there's just been an outpouring of support.
Decided to pursue a career in journalism in his mid-30s when he went to Medill at Northwestern and got a master's degree. What drew him to this profession, do you think?
Well, it actually was, I think, the perfect mix of his interests, right? He cares deeply about people.
I was up that morning, and somehow I got a Skype alert, and so I opened my computer, and it was Jim. And he was just talking to me, and I told him Happy Thanksgiving. And he was like, "It's Thanksgiving over there?" And I said, "Yes, it's Thanksgiving."
No, it wasn't, Katie. He was, I think, detained for something like 40 days in Libya. We worked day and night to get him released. I'll never forget meeting him in Tunisia and flying him and Claire home, and just the thrill of that moment. And a lot of us were really...
Another time and I think another person with Jim, they were debating different lectures, gave each other history lessons, so they kind of did everything they could to kind of keep it real.
Yeah, I mean, he's always been that way. So, yeah, and
No, I was not.
No, I'd like to think that it did happen, but I certainly wasn't aware of it.
You mentioned
I
this.
certainly wasn't aware of it. Global change, I just hope they do something here to benefit Stephen and the others, because there is things that can be done. We are sitting on prisoners, for example, in Guantanamo. It doesn't even have to be financial. There's ways to do it, and I don't mean to go off on a rant on this. I just feel strongly that more can be done moving forward.
It's believed that the despicable person who did this to your brother is in fact a British citizen. When you learned that, when your family learned that, what was your reaction?
I don't know if we really focused on where he was from or really, that piece of it. I think we're all just praying that he and the other captors can be merciful at some point. I don't.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think he being an English citizen has much to do with it, other than I hope that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've been so close to this for so long. There are hordes of Europeans that are over there. We've even spoken with parents that have children that have fled and defected, if you will. I don't know if that's the right word.
Yeah.
What isn't surprising is that ISIS, now they're calling it ISIL or IS. They keep changing the name because ISIS is maybe too obvious. What isn't surprising is that it's a British guy and an American guy, and it's being used as an excuse to now bomb Syria. Now, this is the sick conclusion here. They don't care where the guy beheading their brother is from. They don't care. What they do want in this video, two things they bring up, is they want some sort of retaliation, and they also want to change the U.S. policy on hostages, where now if a hostage gets taken, a huge amount of ransom money can be paid to the hostage takers. And that doesn't surprise me, because the hostage taker in this video is a guy who probably works for MI6. This is a British intelligence person who's fake beheading an American intelligence person. He claims he's a reporter, but he's most likely American intelligence, seeing as how he was there when Gaddafi was taken out and all these other pivotal moments, and has been taken hostage before. So that's the whole point of this. They want the invasion of Syria, and I actually called this out in a video I did not too long ago, a month and a half ago. I said ISIS would be used as an excuse for the invasion of Syria, and that's exactly what's happening now via this staged event and others. And they keep capturing all these weapons, and they keep capturing all the flags and the special uniforms and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Then we gave it to them, because this is where all our tax money is going. It's going to paying all these militias and all these fake little groups and calling them freedom fighters or terrorists or whatever. And it's about controlling both sides of the conflict and getting what you ultimately want, which is the division of Iraq into 3 countries and the overthrow of Bashar al-Assad in Syria. And that's exactly what's going to happen. I'm calling it out. Iraq will be in 3 different countries within a year or year and a half at most. And ISIS will be used as an excuse to increase activity in Syria, or they just will be used as a proxy to attack Bashar al-Assad.
Loved ones being held hostage by ISIS, the jihadist group that beheaded James Foley, with Foley's brother now saying the White House didn't do enough to save him. The administration is hinting it may now expand the fight against ISIS, and ABC's John Carl is with the president on Martha's Vineyard this morning. John, good morning to you.
Good morning, Dan. The White House is now calling the killing of James Foley a terrorist attack on the United States, as the president is weighing options to step up the fight against ISIS. Saying, quote, "Today our swords are unsheathed towards you, government and citizens alike, and we will not stop until we quench our thirst for your blood."
I don't even understand where that type of hate comes from.
Well, all U.S. airstrikes so far, and there have been 93 of them over the past 2 weeks, have been on ISIS targets in Iraq. The president is now considering hitting ISIS targets in Syria as well. As one of his top advisors said, Paula, we're not going to be restricted by borders.
So there you have it. It's the Hegelian dialectic. It couldn't be any more obvious. Problem, reaction, solution. Problem, you can't get Bashar al-Assad out by just funding his pathetic FSA rebels that just completely failed at taking over that country. And also, problem, you want to stay in Iraq as long as possible, and you never want to leave that country, especially after building the world's largest embassy. Reaction, create a fake terrorist threat group that is so powerful that they must be stopped in the form of ISIS, which has occult Egyptian references up the ass. ISIS is the mother of Horus, which I talked about in the other video. And then solution, you need to attack ISIS in Syria. You need to go bomb Syria now. And you need to go stay in Iraq and bomb those targets too. So you get exactly what you want by creating a synthetic fake event. In this case, it's the Foley beheading, and the other now staged, will soon to be staged beheadings, or this build-up. And you get exactly what you wanted all along, and you dupe the American taxpayers into going billions and billions of dollars more in debt and killing more American soldiers in pointless wars. Although not that many American soldiers are going to die in this stuff, but it's mostly about how much money we're spending on this nonsense now that I've been calling out for years now, starting with the FSA rebels videos that I was doing years ago. I knew this was going to happen. It's obvious. These media people are much more transparent than they would like to be, and the government just does what they need to do to get what they want, and you know what they want already. So any country that's around Israel is going to be invaded, or they're going to have a green revolution, or they're going to have some overthrow of their government until they're friendly. It already happened in Egypt. That's why the Egyptians were out in the streets in the millions trying to get rid of their dictator that was installed, and that's why Egypt doesn't allow transfer between them, a Islamic country, and the Gaza Strip, also an Islamic. It's a region, a Palestine. So it's a little strange. If Egypt was in fact an Islamic country that loved fellow Islamic people, why do they have a huge border? Why aren't they allowing the free flow of people between Gaza and Egypt? Well, they've already been overthrown, just like every other country is going to be that surrounds Israel. And fake little threats like this Foley scam, false flag hoax, are going to be used as an excuse to invade Syria, attack Syria. Syria is one of the biggest, most open democracies, one of the more successful countries in that region, and Lebanon will likely be next. Be prepared for a whole bunch of Hezbollah talk very soon. So anyway, ISIS is fake. It always has been. It's funded by us. It's paid for by us. All the Humvees are from us. They're stealing $500 million supposedly. It's all fake. This whole thing is fake. And if ISIS is so real and they don't care about borders, well then maybe you should go after England. Go and bomb England, because the man who supposedly beheaded Foley was English. So if borders don't matter, go and bomb London right now. Go and drop some bombs on England to prove your point here. That's it. Okay, it's going to keep going on, and we'll watch it as it happens, but we got to all call it out because this is such bullshit.
All of us, Katie and Michael, to imagine the pain you've been going through.